know.
British banter.
Well, hello and welcome to InvertiCast. I am here with Simon from the Mantis Garden. Um, and we are, oh no, too much excitement. So sorry. In any case, this is the holiday special. Welcome, Simon. I
Welcome.
apologize for my
I know you
animals in
said
the
welcome,
background.
but hi.
And okay, so our holiday special. What do you think inverts have in common with Christmas?
Well, it sounds like nothing. Everyone thinks of inverts night at Christmas. If you're not getting us a present, which I hope I am, you just don't
Yeah,
think they're ever going to be around because it's winter, it's cold, and there's no inverts. But as you know, there is.
right.
Christmas
Yes.
spider.
I'm sorry.
Christmas spider.
Yeah, the Christmas spider. Well, a lot of time, during winter, we we bring like a Christmas tree into our home, right? Some people call it a Christmas tree, other people call it a Yule log. And yeah, you have one there. It's very, very nice, and I see that it has some tinsel. Is that tinsel?
It certainly is. Yeah, it could be spider webbing though.
It very well could be if you know the story of the Christmas spider. So it is actually a European folklore dating back pretty far. I couldn't find an exact date. If you have an exact date,
I don't.
you
I thought it was around about the Middle Ages in Western Ukraine. It's
right?
where
Okay, I found
the
the yes.
come from.
So essentially, what it is that a mother and her family and it was just they're poor and they were sad that they didn't have anything to like give each other or decorate their tree. And so the Christmas Eve, essentially, a friendly spider that came down and covered the tree in the spider webs and made it all tinsely and beautiful in the morning light when the morning sun hit the dew on the webs. And so that is basically the birth of the Christmas spider. And the family was super happy and to see that. And then they were also very prosperous after that. They never had a poor Christmas ever again.
That's evidently where tinsel comes from, or it's one of the myths or legends where tinsel comes from. Because
Yeah.
why we put tinsel on a tree, nobody seems to know. Just to make it look pretty. But there's actually a story and a reason behind it. It goes all the way back to the Ukraine in the Middle Ages, and this little story about the Christmas spider and the sunlight on the webs, and yeah, that's how we get the tinsel, which is awesome. I need to know where these come from. I don't. I have no idea why we put Christmas baubles on, so I'm going to check that later. But I know it's nothing to do with inverts, but I'm going to check anyway.
Yeah, I actually don't know where the bulbs come from either, but I'm wondering if it has something to do with mantises, like the Uthicas or something.
It could well do, because as you see right here, I have an Uthika in this Christmas tree.
Right.
Which one of my mantis kindly laid for me. And now my Christmas tree is now a mantis tree. So this can also happen to you if you'll get your Christmas tree real and live and from outside.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because I had this great video and it was actually a newscast from here in the States. I believe it was actually in New Jersey, which is kind of weird, all the way north like that.
I thought it was northeast, isn't it? Northeast corner.
Yeah, northeast. Yeah. Yep, yep. And so, in any case, this newscast reported on a family in New Jersey who brought home a Christmas tree, and they got it pretty much set up in the house, and an Utica burst open and hatched in their house, and it was pretty funny because Like they had the reports of the people who saw it, who the family that was there. They were like, they just started running everywhere, and it was really scary. We didn't know what to do. And I just it made me laugh because I feel like the media is still propagating those negative stereotypes about insects and inverts in general, you know.
I've seen another one of that, another newscast of it. I've seen a few of them actually in
Okay.
where you brought the trees in, and you brought it into a nice warm house, and of course the Utica and the guys in the Utica are thinking, dude, it's spring, it's time to go up. So they're all going to hatch out, and people like panic and think, oh god, I've got a house full of praying mantis. That's a good thing. That means you've got
Right.
You've got no flies, you've got no spiders, you've got no aphids, you've got no nothing because you've got praying mantis all over the house. That's great.
I think so too.
Things are going to eat all your bugs.
Right.
So don't complain. Be happy. And for God's sake, please don't kill them. Don't go around with your slipper. All right? They're fine. They won't hurt you.
Well, I agree. Later on in the video, unfortunately, the newscaster actually found ways to debugify your Christmas tree. And he basically took it and just like held it by the main stalk, through the tree and like bang, just lifted it up and banged it down on the ground as hard as he could, like 3 times. He said that should shake everything out. And I was just like, oh, but those are babies. What the heck?
Well, it's not only that. I mean, you've got some mantis over there that are quite rare.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your own Carolina mantis, which is being taken by the European, by the Chinese mantis. So how many of these are laying Uticas on Christmas trees? You're cutting them down, bring them in the house, and you're getting rid of these mantis. They're quite important to keep them where they are. It'd be a wise idea when you go and chop a tree down to check the tree before you do any chopping. If there's a nooth on it, move along. Leave it alone. Instead of, try to cut them down all the time. Really annoys me. I don't like people who have real Christmas trees. You need plastic ones like this one.
No, I absolutely agree. It really annoys me as well because, I mean, growing up in the 80s, we had real trees. And I think that was also before, mostly before artificial trees were really a thing. But I don't remember ever having any kind of inverts coming out of the tree when I was growing up, but of course it was possible. Like I'm sure there were spiders or something that got in there. But I just remember, hating how much we had to water this tree and take care of it and prune it and look after it and all these things. Like, yeah, sure, it smelled great in the house and it made Christmas like feel extra cozy a little bit, but you get that same feeling with an artificial tree, and you can get like those candles from here we have Bath and Body Works, and they make the most beautiful candles in the world because they just smell incredible. I love them. If you want that Christmas piney smell, they got a candle for it. So there's just no need for.
My wife makes those candles in the shape of Christmas trees.
Oh, really?
Oh, Christmas, yeah, the smell of pine and whatnot. So, yeah, she made those, so we have those. I haven't got one here. I should have thought about that because she has got some. I should have thought about it. And, Christmas trees, they look really cool. And it's adding, I mean, if you call yourself environmentally friendly and you're against climate change, why on earth would you want them to chop trees down? Just so you have one in the corner of a room for 2 weeks or so, or why would you do this? And you're damaging like the inverts and everything because they're not going to survive. They're coming in your house. They're coming from the cold. You're geared up for the cold. You bring them in your house. You warm it up. They hatch.
Mm-hmm.
You're either going to flatten them with your slipper, or they're just going to die off anyway. Instead of reproducing in the wild where it's supposed to bloody be. Leave them there. Anyway, that's sorry.
I have something that you absolutely detest, Simon. It's just for you for Christmas.
Is that a spider? Oh, oh no, no, no. Leave them in the wild in Africa where they're supposed to be. Yeah. Don't bring those in your house. They're awful. And they're also a danger to Christmas trees. So
They can be, absolutely, but you know it's the pretty tinsel that they like to get.
but I can see.
Those are cute. I love them. But yes, artificial trees, please.
Sure.
I just had to share that we have a Christmas kitten. His name is Apollo. He's super sweet, and I love cats, despite whatever Simon says. I think cats are awesome. They are the best friends. They teach you boundaries. They have a language that is completely their own. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say about cats because there's so many reasons why I don't like cats, and most of it is because of environmental reasons. But if you like them, you like them. But please, if you've got a cat, keep it in your house. Do not.
Oh yeah.
Let them out. I mean, people have this habit of saying, "I've got a cat," and it's only in an hour a day, and then they kick it outside. And then it's killing things all the time. It's killing birds, it's killing lizards, it's killing frogs. In your case, it's probably killing small snakes as well. And it's killing bugs.
So it's interesting that you say that because cats are known to be like one of the most invasive species on Earth. They are.
Yeah.
However,
it's
I will say that they have had.
Yeah.
Right, but they've had a lot of like cultural and ties with our heritage over time. Like the Vikings kept cats on their ships to, basically eliminate the mice and rat population on the ships that would happen, in which that also helps to reduce chances of plague or really gross and like bad sicknesses on ships. Except for what was it, rickets? I think you need more sustenance than just bread and water. But in any case, cats are just an integral part of human culture and like human heritage. They trace them all the way back to the ancient times and the Egyptians. And I don't know. I get where you're coming from. If you're allergic to cats, that's one thing, and it's okay. I totally get that. But also speaking on keeping your cats indoors, it actually definitely helps protect the wildlife outside, like the birds and the lizards, as Simon was saying. But it also helps protect your cat because there are like other feral cats out there, and they will, bite your cat, and then your cat comes home injured. So, and particularly in the winter and fall months, because people can also be cruel. Not saying that you are, Simon, because you're not. Just protect your cats.
Yeah, keep them inside. That's all I ask. Just keep it inside. Pet, keep it inside. Wouldn't be very happy if a lex tarantula are out in your back garden. So please, keep your cat inside. It's only fair.
Well, we got a tiny bit off topic, but just a hair. But I also wanted to talk to you about these, what, as you said, absolutely metal ants on Christmas Island.
Oh yeah. There is. I completely forgot about that. Forgot about that subject, and that was probably the first thing we talked about together when we thought about doing this. I completely forgot about them, to be honest. But yeah,
oh no.
tough little ants, that do the business over there. And if Baz is around, I don't think he is because he went out last night. So, but if he's around, he'd probably tell us what ants they are on Christmas Island and etc. Because I haven't got a clue. I've got to be honest.
Well, I did a little bit of research. I didn't quite get the exact species name, unfortunately, but I did find that Christmas Island is obviously named after Christmas, but it was because of the explorer who discovered the island. It was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, let's just name this island Christmas Island. Okay, cool. So after that, unfortunately, because of his presence on the island, he was essentially transporting this ant species of like red ants to various locations throughout the world as he was exploring. And so they are an invasive species, so they're not native to Christmas Island, and they are actually very destructive to the vampire crab. Or is it the vampire crabs?
I
There's a
think it
type
is.
of it's either vampire crabs or Christmas crabs, or they don't call them, yeah. But in any case, there's these one type of crab that only live on this island, and because of the ants, they are learning new adaptations to get, to survive, because the ant population is actually really hindering theirs. So they are outperforming another species for those desirable resources.
That goes back to, like I was saying before, with your mantis in the USA, you've got the Chinese and European mantis doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They've turned up on the boats and they're ruining your native population of mantis because they're outnumbering them, they're eating them, they're outbreeding them, and it's the same with the ants, isn't it? They're turning up an island and it's perfect for them. It's probably warmer than where they come from. And if you know anything about inverts, of course, well, you should do because you're watching this. The heat is a big thing. Metabolism increases, so they produce more, and you end up with an invasive species that's absolutely destructive. And that is the ants on Christmas Island.
Right. So destructive.
I think the island was called Natal, isn't it? I think that's what it was really called originally.
Oh, yes.
It was Magellan who discovered it, I think.
Mm-hmm. I believe so, Magellan.
And yeah, you call him Magellan, don't you?
Yeah.
And he discovered it, and on Christmas Day, as you say, and I think it was called Natal. And yeah, but that was the original story. So it's the Portuguese fault why the ants on Christmas Islands are ruining everything.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy about
that. Well, other than that, I didn't find much else about inverts and Christmas, except for, the things that you mentioned mostly. I'm sure I could have found more. I
think what you look at is if you skip the word Christmas, it helps, because Christmas is generally a Christian time.
Right.
There's all the idea about Christian, but obviously Christmas is nothing to do with Christians. The Christmas time is to do with the winter solstice and about the pagan religions that was around at that time. And the Romans moved the festival in the hope that if they clashed on the same day, we'd start believing in Christmas instead of the actual pagan ritual that we was doing at the time. So there are plenty of other myths and legends regarding bugs around the Christmas period, which is the winter solstice period. There was already a thing before Christmas, since the ladybirds. Ladybirds were after the Romans decided it was going to be Christians, and after everybody started coming here and waving the flags of Christianity, the ladybird people used to pray in summer to get rid of the aphids on their crops, and they'd pray for ladybirds, and ladybirds, or ladybugs as you call them, would come down, and they thought that was an act of God because they'd been praying. They thought the ladybirds come, ate all the aphids, because they prayed. So it
Oh,
was an
that's
act of
beautiful.
God. And it got its name from Lady Bug. And it used to be called the Virgin Lady Mary Bug. And it was shortened eventually to Ladybug. So ladybugs do appear at Christmas because of that. So sometimes in some regions, you'll see ladybugs on Christmas trees, like decorations of
Aw,
ladybugs. And
I think I need one.
there is a legend in Yorkshire, and I do believe the Vikings brought this one over. I think it's also around Denmark as well, etc. And that was about the Christmas wasp, which is a weird one because you just don't expect wasps to have anything to do with Christmas.
No.
But there is a nice little story about a rich family who, if I remember rightly, one of them was dying, and to prevent the ghost, I think it was, coming and taking the soul, they kept a wasp at Christmas in a jar to sting the ghost on the nose to put it off. And that, if it stung the ghost on the nose, that person got another Christmas out of it. It's just a really freaky one. There's so many different stories and versions of that particular Christmas wasp legend. It's pretty hard to pin one down. So
it was the same with the Christmas spider. There were a lot of different versions from different like parts of Europe and whatnot that just tiny little variations, and I actually really like that. And I wonder too if one of those variations wasn't that there were like egg sacs of little tiny spiders, and that's what the bulbs were. And then they hatched overnight, maybe, and they helped pull the tinsel around. I don't know. It sounds cute to me because I like spiders.
Well, evidently, somebody's passing me a piece of paper and they think I can actually read what's on it.
I'm crumbling.
What?
I'm crumbling with the thing.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, we all know then. Yeah. Anyway. Ah, okay, now I didn't want that ball on the tree. Paul, you're there. What species of ant is it on Christmas Island that we're talking about? Please let us know.
Right, yeah. Hello. Yeah, here you are. Yes, the species of ant that's invasive, it's a red ant.
Have we not got a name? No scientific name, Paul? Nothing? I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't like being called out. Just kidding.
Staff, Leah. We can't get the staff. That's what it is. I don't know what to say. Did you hear about a Christmas bee also? That's another weird one. It's another British one. That's another, again, back to the pagan times before Christianity came over. And it was a Celtic thing, which is a Christmas bee. I don't know much about that one, to be honest. But I do know there was a Christmas bee, and in some countries, they still put bees on their Christmas tree.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I saw, speaking of things to put on people's Christmas trees, or we can call them Yule trees. I think, does Kwanzaa have? I know Hanukkah has the menorah, so another great gift idea for Hanukkah would be I have seen these felt bees that are basically handmade, but the money that you spend on them goes to a good cause. They're basically like a fundraising type of thing, but you can get those and use them as ornaments on your tree. Absolutely. I'm sure you can find, felted mantises and felted spiders that would look really awesome on a Christmas tree.
Well, I've got real ones on mine.
Well, you're just lucky like that, okay? We're not all lucky like you.
Yeah, I was a mantis living in the Christmas tree because, why not? If you've got them, you might as well. It's perfect for them. Home from
exactly.
home. So, yeah, it's really cool. But
so, speaking of mantises, we haven't done an episode on mantises yet. We've spoken to you as a guest, I know, before we were InvertiCast, but we haven't actually talked about mantises, so maybe that should be an upcoming topic. What do you think, Simon?
I'm up for that, obviously. I mean, you want to talk about mantis, you better book a 4-hour stream, and you just have to sit there in the chair and let me waffle on, because I wouldn't shut up.
Oh, hey. Okay, so we figured out, we got the scientific name of the Christmas Island ants that are invasive. So they are Sinoloptus invicto.
Oh, the fire ants. That's the fire ants, isn't it? Invicta. Yep. I didn't know that. Would that be the European fire ant? Because I know you have the fire ant as well, don't you? But I think Solenopsis invicta is the European fire ant. Is it not? Is it?
Is it European? Because I thought it was from South America.
I've seen them in Portugal. So
well, to be honest, they could be the they could be the European fire ant, and that's just where Magellan spread them all around.
In Portugal, so there's a good chance that either he brought them back, or they actually native there. I don't know. That's where he set off from. But I've seen them. Definitely seen them there. They're monsters. Towards other ants, they're really monsters. I was amazed because I'd never seen it, and when we was there, it was like running across the floor. I'm like, what the hell's that? And when I looked at it, it was a fire ant. So yeah, I'm looking over there because my screen is over there, by the way. So
no, I know.
I can't help it. I can't help it because it's like when you speak, you automatically want to look at somebody who's speaking to you.
Of course, right?
There, that's why you can see the side of my head. I forget I should be looking this way. I'm not a pro.
So, for everybody listening and who can't see us, who might not be able to see us because they're listening on the podcast, Simon is essentially facing away from me, but only a little bit, and so he was just making sure that everyone on the YouTube stream knew that it was just because his screen is off center just a little bit, so he has to look over. He's not just talking to a ghost. Oh wait, Aunt Ramblings is correcting himself. He says, "Oh, I didn't realize you meant on Christmas Island." Yeah, so it's not the European one.
So it's not the Solenopsis invicta.
Mm-mm.
I'm so confused at this present moment in time.
I know. I'm always learning things, and I love it. Thank you so much, Aunt Rambling, for being here and helping to teach us new things.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. I don't really know much about ants. I've got to admit. I know about ants, but I don't know about the different species.
Same.
There's so many of them. I have some here. I have a few colonies here of ants, but after that, I'm like, oh, I don't really know any. And I've got friends, I can speak to them, and they just rattle these names off. Oh, you lost me now. I've gone. That's it. They all look the same to me, to be honest. It's either black, it's red, or it's brown.
Oh, okay. So I found them. They're actually called the yellow crazy ant on Christmas Island. Let's see if I can find the scientific name. Yellow crazy ants.
Oh, crazy ants.
Mm-hmm. The yellow crazy ants.
I thought you said creepy. I thought weird.
No, oh my bad. No, but Ant Rambling says they are a big problem in Australia and the US. I did read an article that said that they have been an issue, but I read the article about what Australia and New Zealand are trying to do about that problem. So, yeah, they're actually bringing in wasps. So, speaking of Christmas wasps, this is good news. Excuse me, I'm burping. Anyhow, Australia is bringing in wasps to kill the yellow crazy ants that are killing the pop the spectacular population of Christmas crabs that live on the island. So I don't know if
So
the
basically, what
wasps are
you've got is
helping.
the old woman that swallowed the fly.
I'm
Isn't it?
sorry?
The old woman that swallowed the fly, the old rhyme. That's what you've got going on there, isn't it? She
Essentially,
swallowed the
yeah.
fly and then a spider, and then it's just going to carry on. You know, we brought this in to kill this, we brought this in to kill this, and it just carries on and on, snowballs.
It does, because they have found that bees are able to hybridize. That's why we have the Africanized killer bees or whatever. I mean, that's basically what they call them in the news and stuff, but they're actually honeybees that pumped up with steroids. Like, yeah.
Don't want them on your tree.
Yeah.
What you do,
Okay, so
is get ant ramblings on one week, and he can ramble on about ants. Can we? Something like that.
right?
Because he knows quite a
Yeah.
lot about ants. And he can waffle on about them and teach us both about ants.
Yeah. So, since it is that holiday season, Simon, I was wondering if you have any suggestions about the best gifts that you could give somebody like us for you, like the best gifts for a mantid keeper.
For me, or a mantis keeper, for me, I've got a vinegar room or a wick scorpion. But for anybody else, mantis keeper, probably enclosures. They're a good static one that you can actually wrap. I think one of the problems is with invert keepers, if you buy them an invert, you've got to give it them before Christmas, which, you know, it's not a wrappable present, is it?
No, not really.
So, you know, you've got like things like, you know, oh, I've got you this enclosure. You've got to keep your ears to the ground and listen what they want, you know, what they're saying. Like, oh, I need some more enclosures here, or I need some lighting, or I need some heating, or something. And you've got to listen to that and think, well, I'll get that then. You know, but I can tell you now that 90% of us just want inverts, and we don't care if it's a week early or 2 weeks early. We want things with legs and not static things, because we always feel like we can buy them ourselves.
I agree. I totally agree. I have found that to be very true in my own life as well. Like some of the best gifts are, of course, the inverts. And they just you can't wrap them and hide them under the tree. It just doesn't work because they will die probably. So don't do that. But yeah, I agree. Like getting inverts is great. You know, another super awesome gift for someone like us would be like maybe you've been saving up your big Cheeto Puff container for this moment. Those things make really great enclosures for our boreal spiders. And I mean, I love them because then I can customize the air holes how I want them, that kind of ventilation. So yeah, there's those, or you could just like buy, enclosures.
No, I like it because it gives everybody the option then. I mean, like even kids can have the option then of giving it, because it's pretty much a free present, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's some jars I've saved for you. The thought is still there,
Mm-hmm.
and the present is free. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we always appreciate containers you can put books in. We're never going to look at it and go, oh, a jar. You know, it's a jar. I can put X in there. Yeah,
I do.
Makes my day. Yeah.
Most certainly. So, I don't know. Simon, I think that this has been kind of a short and sweet holiday special, but I really appreciate. I'm sorry.
No, I think it has. I think we've got a bit of an extra delay, I think, and it's been quite difficult to do this one.
I'm
Well,
sorry about that. What a drag.
yeah, no, it's been difficult to do because of the delay in it's just makes it hard work, doesn't it, when you try to talk and it's a few seconds in between each, and then you
Yes,
come
most
back.
certainly.
So yeah, it has been short and sweet, but yeah, as you were saying,
I think it's great though. We got to uncover the Christmas spider folklore and kind of talk about that, where that comes from, and make our own speculations about like the Christmas bulbs. I think that was fun. I really enjoyed that with you, Simon. Thank you. You know what? I also wanted to say that I really missed you last week interviewing Ryan because he was a lot of fun. If you guys missed last week's episode, it was pretty cool, but I just feel like Simon's presence would have enhanced.
thank you. I would have enjoyed it. I mean, I sat here, as you know, I sat here and watched it. Um, and I was thinking it was going to be really deep on spiders, really deep. Well, not just spiders, but tarantulas. And when you said, "Do you not want to bother?" I'm thinking, if it's going to be that deep on tarantulas, I'm just going to be talking rubbish. But then I realised 10 minutes into it, I thought, I want to go on now because it wasn't just about tarantulas. It was more about keeping them, more about the invert world, and everything really. It was great. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was fantastic. So if you missed it, get your butts. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. Get your butts and have a look and give it a click. I hope I can say that. Yeah, I think I can. I
No,
don't
you
know.
did great.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know what? Aunt Ramblings just said that I have to treat myself to inverts for Christmas. I mean, go for it if you can. Do it.
Got to be done. Got to be done. I've not got anything for a while now. Nothing for me. It's all stock. I haven't got anything as a pet for a while. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm due a pet. I'm due a pet. Definitely.
Well, good. I know you've been hatching a lot of oots, so that's awesome news. That's what you've got going on. I know didn't you have the ghost mantises last night or yesterday afternoon?
Ghost mantis and desiccators and another desiccata earlier in the week. Got spogro mantis and another ghost mantis due now. And this guy was due yesterday, so it's going to be crazy. I've gotten due on Christmas Day, so it's just nuts. And of course, you've got people putting orders in that they want before Christmas.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you're at the mercy of the post office, the postal service. When they stop, I've got to stop. I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. So
Oh,
yeah,
the holidays. Okay.
it's an absolute crazy time, Christmas.
Yeah.
You've got Mitch's stream as well, which snatches quite a lot of your time because that's every night, apart from tonight.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to talk on that. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't want to like have a stream off with somebody whose stream is like much larger than ours. But I will say that I appreciate our stream and everybody who comes and watches us. Like they always contribute really great information and a lot of fun to our conversations. So keep coming, you guys. It's only going to get better. Like we have a decent fan base. We're doing things. We're talking about inverts, and that's something that some of these other streamers aren't doing. And I think that's what makes InvertiCast a little more unique and a lot of fun. So lighten up, Simon. All right?
Never.
Oh my gosh, you grumpy Gus.
Yeah, I need definitely need people to get sharing this, because we don't really push it out as much as we should. But yeah, need people to get
No, I
sharing.
agree.
Let them know. Maybe even come up with subjects themselves and say, have you thought about doing this or this or this? Here's some information, bit of research on this. It would be a great help if people wanted to, join in and send things, that would be awesome. Like, what we knew about Christmas spider is obviously what we've researched out. But if you're from the Ukraine and you know all about it, and tell us the story, that sort of thing. It's
yes.
that
Well,
would
and
be, that would be great if it's first hand from your culture, or first hand from, if we're talking about a mantis from Malaysia and you live in Malaysia, tell us what the what's going on. What it really
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come and talk to us. We're very receptive. Obviously, I highlight comments and I address questions pretty quickly, as well as best as I can. Sometimes I do get kind of distracted because we are in a live, and I'm trying to coax Simon.
Well, you've got that, and you've got the delay.
Right.
So sometimes you're trying to coax me to, okay, start talking now, and I don't know if that's a delay or you want me to start talking. I don't want to talk over the top here, so I just pause for a moment thinking, am I supposed to do now? So you have to come up with a little light you can press, and it comes up here and says, right, you're on air. And that would work. That would work. Yeah.
This little guy is just causing so many problems right now. He's just,
Oh, cat. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
they're all
Apollo.
causing so many problems right now. Yeah. All of them. Every single one of them. Yeah. Little hairballs.
Little hairballs. Look at him though, he's so funny. Like, anyhow, my partner's coming to.
I have the same feeling when I look at a cat and I look at pizza.
Okay, I can censor it out later. Excuse us.
Vanishing cat. I can say so. Yeah.
He's really cute and he's super cheeky, and like he causes trouble. He's kind of a little menace, but we love him.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's your pet. It's not mine, thankfully. I mean, I'm not saying
little devil says that he's always got a delay when he's chatting with U.S. buddies or American buddies. So you're not alone in this, Simon. And I see and respect the delay.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to know when to talk, and it really is. It can be a bit confusing, and you get that break of a couple of seconds in between, and it sounds like, oh my god, they've run out of things to say. We haven't. I will never run out of things to say. You can trust me on that one. All right.
Yes.
That's absolutely. It's just waiting to make sure it's my turn to prattle on. So that's basically what the delay causes, is that little pause in between now and again, where I don't know whether that's my cue.
It happens, and you do a really great job also though of contributing to the conversation. So I really, really appreciate it and respect it. But yeah, so awesome holiday special. Thanks so much for being here, Simon. As always, the invertebrate stories that we found of the folklore and the cultural significance behind those has been awesome. So I really appreciate it. So I am going to promote. We're going to do our shameless plug. Yeah.
Okay. Don't buy anything else off me this year. just go on our YouTube channel. No, that's it. Yeah. That's it.
All right, well, like and subscribe to the Mantis Garden because Simon is just cool. Obviously, like and subscribe InvertiCast because we're bringing you cool invert information, and I don't know, you like it. So, also check out Tarantula because that's where I'm at. I think this next week I'm going to try for Friday. But in any case, I'm going to be dropping a new video about the Brachypelma Kallenbergi, so check that out. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you next year.